Officer, do you have to cross? Do you have to block most of the crosswalk?
Nope. Am I blocking it?
Can you pull up a little bit?
Sure.
Thanks a lot. What's your name?
Officer Mitchell.
What's your badge?
1792.
Thank you for your professionalism, bro.
No problem, brother.
Monday morning, I was in Washington, D.C. writing a speech to deliver in front of the Customs and Border Patrol office. I shared a stage with Bernie Sanders on Monday. Why was I, someone from upstate New York, the third person to speak at that rally? Is because this region is particularly under attack, unlike other regions in this country. That we at the northern border have 6 border patrol stations. That means that that our local law enforcement have been recruited and developed relationships with them to call border patrol for simple traffic stops, for simple pullovers, which often are racially motivated. So I was giving this speech, I was preparing the speech when I found out that there were 5 apple farm workers who were the victims of a targeted enforcement activity by ICE when they were left their home at 7 a.m. That's why we called this rally. So it's about those workers, and we're going to hear more about that incident. Today's also the 1-month anniversary of Jose Coyote's detention in Batavia. There's so many faithful people here who have been out in the middle of a windstorm in Irondequoit protesting for Jose. People who've heard Jose speak at rallies in churches, in the university, and know the kindness in his heart, the gentleness of his words, what a champion he is for human rights, and that we will have his back the way that he has so many people's back for years, fighting for farm worker rights and immigrant rights in upstate New York.
Viva Jose! Viva!
So we want to remind everybody that it was 1 month ago today, on a Friday, that Jose went to his obligatory deportation interview with his deportation officer following the rules. His case had been administratively closed. A judge had said he's no longer in deportation as of September 26th, 2016. The judge ruled, you're no longer in deportation. We could get into some real nerding out of the immigration system if you wanted, but basically he was not a priority for deportation. He has 3 U.S. citizen kids, no criminal record, and a judge said, why are we going to deport this guy? And under Obama, that was the rule of the day, right? So why was it that on a February 24th, he was called in just to have his routine check-in with a deportation officer, and they handcuffed him, put him in Batavia, and for the last month, we don't know why he has been put in there. So we want to remember Jose today, and we will have other people speak about his case today. But then last night, and I'm going to get off soon, last night, let me start with yesterday morning. What an unusually sunny, beautiful morning it was, and we really needed that sunshine. And I've been fighting deportations for the last 2 months and fighting things that are really aggressive and horrible. And yesterday felt like a good day with that sunshine because I was bringing Geneseo students to farms to participate in English classes. So it felt like finally I'm working on something proactive here. Finally I'm working on something that's beautiful, that's wonderful, that's bridging, suiting Geneseo students to farm workers who live in isolation so that they can learn English. So I brought the first group to one farm, I brought the next group to another farm in the afternoon, and then I brought the last group of 4 young women out to a farm in Livingston County to the house of the women who 3 hours later were pulled over by Geneseo police, and they called the Border Patrol, and they ended up getting put into detention. It's kind of surreal, to be honest with you. It's surreal that on the very same day that these women who had asked to learn English and become part of our country were simply driving to church with their kids in the car, had committed no crime. There were minor traffic infractions. Yes, they had come over a border. That's not criminal, that's a civil violation. And Geneseo police decided to take it upon themselves to call Border Patrol and act like vigilantes at the southern border, act like immigration officers, and put them into deportation. But not just the 2 sisters. They put into deportation their little brother who's 12, one of their sons who's 4, another son who is 2 years old, one of their daughters who is 4, their baby of 6 months old, and another baby who is 2 months old. For the rest of their lives, these U.S. citizen children will have a hell of a story to tell, that when they were 2 months old and 6 months old, they were put in jail. That is not the way we treat the farm workers in our community, and we're not going to stand for it anymore.
Oh, the other one?
Both. Yep. Love that. Thank you.
Oh, I love it.
Interesting footage of RPD there, surveilling the crowd. They hate videotaping, but they love it when it's they love it when they're doing it.